So the other day, I saw the gates open to the fields at the bottom of the lane, and they'd cut some of the corn or barley or whatever it is they've planted, and they'd made this nice little square, and the gates were open, so in we went. And I was wondering why Higgins was just so unsettled. It was like the old Higgins all over again. You know, he just was on his own agenda. He wasn't like today at all. He was looking for trouble, and every little rustle in a bush was, you know, a tiger. And we did some, you know, figures of 8 and changes of direction and all the stuff, you know, he might trip here any time, because he does. But again, tripping is just something that they do, and eventually they come out of it, you know, with the right riding. I just, if they trip, they trip. They've got 4 legs, that's what I always say. So I'm balancing him with my body, but he's got a lot of head and neck. He's just got to make sure his front feet come that further forward, because his head and neck are so long. So he was really unsettled, and just, you know, I knew I couldn't get him near the hedge lines without an argument, so I did in the end get him to go along the hedge line a little bit from one gate to the next. But yeah, he was just looking for trouble, and he did sort of canter off a bit at one point, not too much, but a little bit, and I didn't ask for it. So it just goes to show, you know, and canter. Oh, beautiful. Oh, divine. Just divine. And trot. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. So just, you can measure the kind of how established they are when you take them to something new like that, and you know, you can see what you've got, or if they're fresh. Okay, we'll have a little canter. Yes, and now he's on the other leg. He swaps legs so easily. Boy, yes, I'm supporting him, but you know, he's got great freedom of the head and neck. And trot, and come straight back and walk, and whoa, boy, I'm walking on. And the beautiful thing about Higgins is he hasn't got any worry with the canter, which is fantastic. Now, just going to have a little trot. Just trot. You know, I teach them that, and then they hear that, then they don't think it's C-A-N-T-R. So if they go off to think, oh yes, that's what you want me to do, C-A-N-T-R, I say to them, just trot. Now this is always something where they come out here and they think, oh dear, what's happening? But you know, he's all right today. Have a little trip. That's it. Good. Oh, he's standing nicely. Right, and walk on round here. So one of the next levels is, when we get down this path, we've come in a small circle around the forest. So when we came into the forest, we turned right, and so we've come all the way round on a sort of left rein, and then the exit to our forest will be down at the end of this path on our right. And of course all the horses want to go to that exit, but it's also on it's set on a bend, and the horse can't really see around the corner, and when horses can't see around corners, they get worried when they can't see what's happening. So what I did yesterday was I did some work, not going out of the forest, but just going past the entrance and exit, and getting him to go around the corner, because I asked him to go around the corner. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to have a little trot, just trot, just trot. Try and keep on your feet. I know it's pretty unlevel here, but you've got to get used to it, mate. So instead of going out to the right around here, we're going to go to the left, and then I'm going to pick up canter. And canter. Yes. Boy. And trot. And walk. Boy. Now that's quite, it's a very simple exercise, but it's quite a pressured exercise. To get them to do it without worry and anticipation. Right. Because that's what they do. They get worried about it and then they start anticipating it and doing it. Then they're ahead of you. And canter. Yes. Good boy. And trot. He says, oh, thank God for that. I'll stop. Good boy. See, and if we keep doing that, not only does it make him brave, so it makes him confront things that he can't see. No, we're not turning. It also puts that little bit of pressure on that they can just, do a bit of this and that without getting worried about it. So, around we come again. Good boy. And having ridden up this forest for 20 odd years, I know all the little spots where the energy changes and the horse's reaction, and this is one of those spots just round here, coming into the forest, going out of the forest or anywhere else, so it's really valuable to do this. And canter. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Very good. And then I want him to just stand without trying to turn. Good boy. Good boy. Right, you may come round now. I want you to turn quietly. That's it. And I want you to come off in a relaxed way. Good boy. So I'm happy with that for today. And we can do more another day. Boy. So horses are very susceptible to changes in energy, and so it's like we can't see anything, but they can feel it. And work. Good boy. Walking on. And especially where there's a gateway in a lane or field or something, where there's a gateway, they always shy or tend to shy because the energy that was channeled along this lane, if there's a gateway to the left and right, then there's more energy that comes straight across it, and they pick that up. And that's what makes them shy at gateways, apart from the physical gate, which they may not like the look of. So we'll just hop up into here. He's a big horse, and so I have to keep working on his manoeuvrability, because the secret is for a little horse or a pony to ride like a big horse, and for a big horse to ride like a pony, and then you've got that manoeuvrability, or at least like a small horse. No, good boy. I'm walking on. Boy. Yeah, so we don't really know why there's certain spots and certain routes, familiar routes and not familiar routes, where they'll be all right one minute and then, something will change, and we're always looking for a reason, like the landscape's different and the horse reacts, or unless it gets more anxious. So just bring this stick along here, along this stock fencing. Oops, let's turn around here. Now we can just pop in somewhere. Now, this will be a test, won't it? We'll just come up here and whoa. And now you stay here till this van's gone past. There, good boy. I just could feel his back end, because it's not on here properly, might come back. I didn't want him going back into the van. Good boy. So go forward, and now you can come round here. That's what I mean, you know, just being able to pop them in anywhere is so handy on these lanes, or at any time. So yes, horses are very aware of energy changes, energy streams, energy vibrations that we're totally unaware of. And although, you know, experienced riders and horsemen are probably more aware through experience, you know, we still don't know why horses have sort of difficulty with certain spots, even on a known ride, and it's simply because they can see things that we can't, and they can sense things that we can't. They're very much more aware, and why wouldn't they be? They're flight animals, but to be nice hacks, we need to take that flight reaction out of them so that they think first and react later, not the other way round. So when we first start riding them, when I first started riding Higgins, myself and Gabs, it was react first and worry about it later. Come on, come on. There. Good boy. That's it. There. Now, we do lots of turning when we don't need to turn, because what tends to happen is with horses, they're facing something, and then when you go to turn away, they shoot forward and rush out of the gap, which is really dangerous and shows that, you know, they're actually scared. So we do lots of this so that they come out and they're not worried once you turn. I think, you know, all horses should be able to turn without scooting out of the driveways, because that's something that they naturally do.